I know you know about the resurrection of Jesus, but can I tell you about the resurrection of Glenn Burton? Glenn is a young man who got off to a wrong start early in life. By age 14, he was already gangbanging. He was already hanging out. He had already become a hardened criminal, it seemed, by age 14. And somebody who was supposed to be his best friend shot him 3 times at age 14, rushed him to the emergency room, and the documents that we have read and he shared with us, the documents show that the brother flatlined on the table. In other words, he was as good as dead. I'm not telling you something I read about. I'm telling you something I know. I'm telling you about a brother I know. Glenn was good as dead. And some of us after that, we would have straightened ourselves up. He got up from that table, and instead of walking the right path, he continued the rough life that he lived. He was just a hardened roughneck. And he showed up here about 2 years ago, broken, decided to give up the life that he had lived, but he'd come to a dead end. Seemed like there was no way out. He was stuck in a tomb. There's somebody here this morning who feels like you're stuck in a tomb. He was entombed, and somebody was planning the embalming ceremony. But God had already provided an exit strategy. Made his way to the Ebenezer Baptist Church. I'm not telling you this to brag on our church. I'm telling you this to let you know that if you would just yield yourself to God, God will use you as an instrument. And so for a little while, for just a little while, we helped to feed Brother Glenn, who was living in a car with his 3-year-old daughter. We got them out of the car and put them in a temporary housing situation and began to help Glenn. But this brother gave his life over to God through Christ and hooked up with the Ebenezer Baptist Church. And he began to believe in himself. He began to realize that the spirit that raised Jesus from the dead lived also in him. And so one day we went to give him a check to help him out with his rent. He said, "Good news, Reverend, I don't need your check anymore. I've got a job. Matter of fact, I have 2 jobs. And I'm not through. I'm paying my own rent." Matter of fact, not only that, Glenn then enrolled in college. Did I tell you he used to be a gangbanger? Did I tell you that at age 14, he wasn't learning algebra and trigonometry, he was learning how to shoot straight. But now the brother is in college. Oh, did I tell you that he's also on the dean's list? He's on the dean's list. Oh, did I tell you, by the way, that he's on his way to seminary because now he wants to preach the gospel? Oh, did I tell you that last Saturday, I stood right here at this altar because while he was in Atlanta, busy looking for a job, that wasn't all he was looking for. He found a young lady. And last Saturday, I stood at this altar and I said, "Do you take this woman to be your lawful wedded wife? And do you take this brother to be your husband?" Now he's got 2 jobs, on the dean's list, married, a productive citizen, paying his taxes, paying his rent, on his way to seminary. I want you to know that resurrections still happen.